Hi, I'm Barry John, and welcome back to Let's Play Descent 3. I cheated the hell out of the last level. It's time to play the last one. I have 3 co-pilots, and I'll let them introduce themselves.
Hey, this is Crazy Archmate, respawning for Chapter 15.
Here's Leylight, witness to the end.
Here's Solitaire, might be my last hurrah in this thread.
Don't worry,
So
I've still
that
got
text that
Mercenary
we
and
kind of
Overload to
glazed
go.
over there, I guess Dravis managed to intercept her.
Yeah, he's, most of the virus worked out, but unfortunately, Dravis isn't a complete idiot. And so, he ran away to Venus to hide in his underground volcano lair.
As you do.
And
Yeah, to
now we
just
have to go
hide
chase
until
him down
we
to
go away, I guess.
Or
I don't know if I'll join you for mercenaries.
Well, I guess that's the
So-
idea, is like, if he hides deep enough within the planet, then we can't just nuke him from orbit. We have to actually go down there ourselves.
well, he also changed the security codes on the alien infection, so we have to go in there and get the the updated codes so we can feed them into the antivirus.
That sounds like a thing that makes sense, yes.
I'm just glad that the
Yeah, I know.
Venusian acid rain isn't melting our hull.
I'm surprised Venus has lava.
Yeah, they must have really terraformed this place. It's looking real friendly.
Yeah. Well, this is the last level. I actually like this level. I mean, yes, part of it is the fact that I just came out of the 2 worst levels in the game. But actually, it's a legitimately good level with a nice variety of environments. Even the little bit of backtracking I do isn't forced or excessive. And the boss fight at the end is fun.
What? You mean there's a boss fight at the end of the game?
Yeah.
And it's fun? In Descent 3? Okay, I need to see this to believe it.
Yeah.
Why couldn't the entire game have been like this?
I don't know. But I'm just going to say, this last level actually does make up for a few of the missteps. A few, not a lot. I am enjoying the fact that the lava is modeled here.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, at least it's actually taking up, polygonal space, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
Although it still looks like Cheese Whiz.
Yeah, but fun cheese whiz. There we go. Oh,
Tight corners to be fighting that guy in.
2 of them, actually.
Oof.
So is the old
So,
corner shooting technique still the go-to here, then?
A bit, yeah, but, I mean, with level geometry being what it is, corner geometry isn't always viable. So, what I wanted to say was, one of the nice things about this level is that there's multiple entrances down into this area before Dravis' Stronghold itself. And there's a few different ways of getting in from the surface. So, the surface section of the level is actually a case of, picking your path in.
Okay,
Just
that is
casually
also
ignore
pretty
that
neat.
fusion hulk while we go pick up those remaining power-ups. And,
Yeah.
yeah, but now it seems like you got him, cornered.
Mm-hmm. Assuming, of course, that I remember to dodge the fusion, because...
I'm sure you'll be fine. You've still got some shields left.
Yeah.
Ticking down, though. Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go.
Actually, that enemy placement is really giving me some Dark Souls vibes. Like, you go down the corridor, see the first fusion Hulk, think, sweet, I can deal with this. Get into a dogfight with him. But the second one around the corner nails you.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Then, when you come back with your level 1 lasers to pick up all your floating power-ups, the third guy who was hiding behind the pillar on the other side of the room takes you out.
That
I
television.
do apologize to anybody who. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I do apologize to anybody with vision problems with all the flickering.
It was the late 90s, early 2000s. People still thought this thing was cool.
Yeah, true, but it's not.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's too bad you can't even shoot those lights out. That would be a great way to deal with that.
Well, I mean, you could shoot some lights out in the previous descents. It's just that the lights are are too baked into the engine at this point to easily destroy them.
Yeah, that's a shame, that.
So right now, my goal at this point is to find a way into, I'm in the outer layer of Dravis's hideaway. My goal is to figure out a way to get to the inner area of it to confront him.
Well, I guess there did used to be mines on Venus. We saw them in the first game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, the strategy checks out, right? If you're Dravis and you're going to hide somewhere, obviously you hide in a subterranean labyrinth because you know the guy coming after you is really bad at flying his tiny spaceship through subterranean labyrinths.
Well, he just didn't reckon on us.
It's not like he's just been doing it for the
atmosphere,
last couple
I
days.
guess.
Yeah.
Oh no, the weather forecast called for rain, but it was actually clear skies. Or just barely a drizzle. Where's that Category 5 hurricane? Anyway, I'm glad to see that we're making a mess as usual.
Mm-hmm. I mean, do you feel like this was a fun level to play through, but you know, honestly, what is there left to say?
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah, I
seem
guess
like
that has
they're
been one
actually
thing about the whole
introducing any
series,
new
eh?
enemies in this level. Which, on the one hand, that's nice. It means that the stage is set and you know what to expect. It's just they'll have to get cleverer with the enemies that they do have, is all.
You were saying, Ahmed?
Oh, yeah, no, it's the same kind of thing. It's basically like there isn't anything new happening in terms of mechanics, but it's fun because you've had a chance to practice everything, and it's now a good chance to test your skills, show them off.
Yeah, that fan didn't really look like a major obstacle. Just a minor speed bump, if anything.
Well, that's because this is actually one of the alternate ways in. If I remember correctly, I just popped my head out here and show that... Oh, come on.
Oh, that
There
way's
you go.
progress. We can't go that way. Oh, is that how we
No,
got in?
that's back out to the... That's back out to the surface. Remember how I mentioned earlier how there were multiple ways into the mine?
Wait, but that fan was
And-
blowing you away, which means that it must have been an intake port, not an exhaust port.
Yep, so it's a trap. So if you try to come in that way and you aren't prepared for it, you get sucked into the fan and blow up.
Oh. Yeah, that's unusual. The kind of trap that's specifically for adventurous players who go farther afield looking for it immediately when they start out in the level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is pretty sneaky. Because that is totally something I would do. You'd never assume that the first entrance is the best one.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's one of the entrance doors to the inner sanctum of Dravis' Stronghold. Can't use it yet because I haven't activated the lock or the key.
When will they learn to put the key on the inside of the door rather than the outside?
Probably never.
How else are they going to get their takeout delivered, though?
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, you know, all you got to do is knock on the door and say, pizza delivery.
Yeah, but what's the name on the order?
For an S. Dravis.
Finally some peace and quiet in the secret area.
I'm just trying to figure out what Dravis's end game is here. He's just basically hoping that he'll kill the mercenary here through attrition, but even if that happens, then what? Like, the CED knows that he's here.
I think the idea is that he's trying to hold humanity hostage with his army of robots.
And I guess just become supreme ruler of Earth from Venus, I guess.
Well, I don't. His plan wasn't to run the place from Venus. This is where he ran to once he realized, wait a second, Plan A hasn't worked, and Plan B and C are threatening to fail as well.
Yeah, I'd always assumed that the PTMC was like one of those massive, sprawling, uber-powerful cyber corporations where everyone who runs them is basically untouchable anyway.
I mean, they have a building in
But I suppose when you run...
know what the price of real estate is over there. You basically can't get a building over there unless you're a mega corporation.
They had a building so big that they were able to install a park around it.
What, are you talking about an actual building in Seoul, or are we talking about a Descent 3 level I haven't seen yet?
Oh, there was a
level
level
4.
in there. There's a train level.
Okay. Oh, yes, wait, I think I might have even commentated on this one. Never mind.
It was so
Hey,
long
to be
ago.
fair, if you wiped the memory of the train level from your mind, no one is going to blame you. Okay, so this secret area here, it once I clear it out a little bit here, it controls all of the enemy spawners in the level.
Wow, neat.
That's a good secret.
However, there's all these switches. So here, let me just okay, take a break here.
Yeah, that's a nice map.
Hold my breath. But starting from here, just that central switch is a reset. You see how the grid bot is saying, mat center, some are increased, some are turned off. So what I do is I'm actually taking, after I do this and reset it, I actually pause the game, I pull out a piece of notepad and paper, I then redid it all, and basically figured out the way to turn off all of the enemy spawners.
Yeah, that seems like the thing that you would do.
So it's
if
a
you're
lights
gonna
out
make a
puzzle
like this. There ought to be some way to turn them all off.
Yep. So,
Is this
here's
the
the
first
solution.
time we've turned off a spawner in a Descent game?
Well, this is the game that lets you do it. But the solution to this one is to actually work your way backwards, because remember, some of these guys turn on spawners, some of them turn them off, and some of them do both. So the idea is to turn them off in such a manner that any future switches you hit don't turn them back on. And that's that.
Yeah, I mean, that's the basic principle for working out door puzzles like this, essentially, is looking for switches that turn on things that were already on, or close doors that were already closed, and then work from there. There's some fancy, matrix multiplication stuff you can do with this stuff, too, but I never really got into that.
Yeah. But the important part is that all of the enemy spawners in the game, or in the level, are now turned off.
Nice. That way you won't have to deal with extra
So
fish, or fusion hulks, or anything else that's really nasty.
It's just the... Nope, it's just the static enemies from here on out.
That's honestly a really good secret. It's got a cool puzzle in it. It has a nice, tangible reward. It's a little bit different.
Yeah, and you're not,
Makes the level
tremendously
unique.
hurt if you miss it, either. You just have to deal with extra hazards.
Yeah.
And it theoretically has some sort of in-universe purpose, too. It's great.
Yeah, but that's one of the enemy spawners that I turned off, so... Yay!
I don't know, I mean, the way this place is laid out, it definitely starts making it look like Dravis also has a jetpack, you know? Or a ship. I mean, I haven't seen a ladder yet, have you guys?
No, I've just kind of assumed that everyone has like a micro space fighter that's armed to the teeth, because evidently you need some kind of like plasma death cannon to operate basic switches in any of the PDMC buildings.
Ladders don't exist in this world.
Yes, they do. There were ladder graphics in Descent 2.
Oh.
I mean, yeah, I guess you can also open doors by firing flares at them, so I guess a civilian shuttle would also work, but point taken.
I just kind of assumed that with all the guns lying around, you didn't need ladders, you just rocket jump everywhere.
That would actually be fun, but not quite.
I mean, you have to do something with all those 40 concussion missiles you have lying around.
Well, my major thing at this point is, like, you know, the complete and total blackness, so... I mean, even these glowing crystals to use as navigation points don't always work out, and the headlight is...
Yeah, I'd say
yeah,
those are Doom 3 headlights is what those are.
Yeah.
So far, obviously the secret was really cool, but the closest thing we've had to direction, which I keep talking about in this game, was that one door that led to the inner sanctum that we couldn't open because we didn't have the pass key. It didn't really jump out to me as being a particularly important door. Maybe when I see it again, I'll be able to remark on it more thoroughly.
It's not fancy.
It's just kind of away from the entrance.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I'm going to reserve my decision on whether it's fancy or not till I see it opening.
Haven't really seen a guy like that in a while. Doesn't seem too much of a threat as long as you keep moving, but it does, that volley lasts a long time. Kind of like those machine gunner enemies we saw in, Vertigo. So...
Mm-hmm.
Definitely there to try and, lure you into getting stuck or, like, getting yourself cornered and then pinned down.
Yeah, like those multi-concussion throwers. I mean, they can be a bigger threat, but honestly, like, you know, look at where we're fighting them, and look at the spread on.
Oh yeah, this is way better. I mean, I guess the other function of them is to, you know, they're so flashy and so, like, threatening looking that they're there to distract you while some other tiny popcorn enemy sneaks in and hits you from the side.
Or if you make the mistake of getting caught up against the wall and suddenly you're surrounded by splash damage from concussion missiles.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's basically what happens to me in any game where I get shot at with missiles.
But yeah, this was an ideal room to fight them in because there was just barely any protruding bits. That was a nice, smooth, concave area.
Mm-hmm.
I guess ultimately that's what this game is all about, is picking your fights. And that can either be... Like, that can either have deliberate level design meant to emphasize that, or it can just be kind of incidental to just the way you go fighting.
That's one way of putting it. Another enemy spawner that's been turned off.
Good.
And me going, wait a second, haven't I been down this way before? Oh yeah, I have.
At least the map does seem to be helping you out quite a bit here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is exactly what I was talking about in some of the other levels that were so dense and had so many rooms all jammed close together that you couldn't really see, like, you could only classify things by regions, but you couldn't really tell, I don't know, where the important stuff was. At least this way, everything's kind of more spread out, so it's a lot easier to tell where you are and where you could go, I guess.
And that's just the places that you have been already on the map, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so at least individual features stick out more. That said, it's still not exactly easy to take a look at a polygonal map like that and decide that this particular room has another exit that I haven't found yet.
Mm-hmm. It can be difficult to find the... Oh, son of a bitch. It can be difficult to find the, the parts where...
What's a door and what isn't.
You need to go... Yeah. Okay, come on, damn it! The black shark didn't work.
It sure killed whatever was way over there, but those fish are just too fast to get stuck by that.
Yeah.
Tiny hitboxes as well.
That's the big problem with those guys.
I still miss that Helix cannon so much.
Oh, the Helix cannon would have ripped these guys to shreds in half a second. No questions about it.
When you positively, absolutely have to fill the entire room with projectiles, except no substitutes.
Well, you could, in theory, get away with it with the Phoenix cannon because it just bounced around, so...
Oh yeah, we still have that, I think. Don't we? No, we have the Napalm rocket.
Yeah, we have not as cool guns.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess the flamethrower would hit them, but who's to say whether it would kill them fast enough to make a difference?
Mm-hmm.
There's also the frag missiles, but I get the feeling we'd probably do more damage to ourselves with those.
Yeah, that could maybe work if you got the drop on them before they noticed you, but once they're in your face, it's too late.
Oh, god damn it, just shooting around the guy because, ugh.
And it's not like they have a small amount of HP either. They can survive a few hits.
Yeah.
You're not looking so great there. Gotta say.
Nope. But that's why I also have the energy converter.
Alright. Okay, the check engine light turned off. We're good.
Mm-hmm. So, who's ready for a physics puzzle?
What?
This game has physics?
Yes. I can't blow through that with my regular weapons, so I can activate these switches, and they will drop explosives of various sizes and weights.
Oh.
And I have to nudge these explosives down to where the, Oh, missed. And I have to nudge it so it hits that location in order to, get through to the backup reactor.
Ah, now you see, Dravis was thinking ahead. He took all the minecarts out of this area beforehand. And the crane game claw.
And that's the physics puzzle.
Yeah, straight shot. You got it.
Yeah?
So we've got controllable spawners, lights out, physics puzzle. Is this the level where the people who are coding all that stuff into the game went absolutely ham?
Oh heck, it's the end of the game. We gotta put this somewhere.
Yeah, it's like they accidentally, made a good level.
I mean, the pacing of it seems to be alright. Like, there aren't a ton of dead ends, so you're not constantly getting lost. you're going from fight to
Yeah.
fight pretty smoothly. There's set pieces.
Yeah.
There's individual fights that were clearly set up to be difficult. They they did pretty good encounter design here. If only we knew where this key was.
I'll get to that eventually.
Yeah, that's the one thing
So-
they're missing. Putting the key behind a grate so you can't see it, but you can see it, but you can't get to it yet. But you know where it is.
So you see how the charge station is flickering, and the guide bot said, "Hey, you can't turn it on. It's not turned on, right?" Well, all you got to do is turn on this guy. Oh no, wait, it's broken. I've never been able to figure out what I need to do to turn on the energy recharge stations in this level.
Okay, well, dear viewers, have you ever managed to do this? If so, comment, I guess.
Yeah.
Nobody else has ever beaten this game.
Well, the guy who wrote the Game Facts guide must have, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying it's a guy. I don't know whether it's a guy or not, but...
Yeah, I'm not convinced you can actually turn that on, because the message said we had to fix a reactor, and I'm pretty sure that is against Descent Guy's religion.
Yeah.
Do we look like an electrical engineer?
Oh, shit.
Is that one of those tanks, but indoors?
Yes. That's one of those tanks that caused me to turn down the difficulty of the game. Remember, guys, I'm still on easy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, aside from some major sticking points, which are mostly a matter of design rather than numbers per se, the individual fights haven't been killing you too quickly. But, you know, it's still Descent. Like, fusion cannon blasts still hurt.
Yeah. There was another one of those doors to Dravis' Stronghold back there.
Well, that's the thing with these keys. They're always in the last place you look, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean, it would help if, like, the doors were blatantly color-coded, but doesn't quite work out.
Yeah, or, you know, put a giant skull over the door.
Look at this level. Look how spaced out it is. Like, it's big, but it's easy to navigate.
Yeah, I guess at least if you can spot a cut-off looking hallway, you can navigate over to that hallway pretty easily. It's just a question of whether you can see it or not. I'm wondering whether we're going to find a full map power-up in this level or not.
I think I do?
Alright, well, that'll be something to look forward to then. Yep, that's how physics works.
Well, no, because the way the lava pumps are working is Dravis actually did a smart thing. He put the keys to his door behind lava.
Ah, to melt
So
checks out.
You're going to take environmental damage on your way through to get these things, to get the keys.
There's a really obvious reference I could make here, but I'm deciding not to, and announcing it aloud. That is my strategy, apparently.
I am also thinking the same thing.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Alright, well, we're not going to take the key to a freezer and freeze it.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Well, there's that damage you were talking about. I guess if we hadn't activated those pumps, the lava would have been all the way up to the top.
Yep. So I'm just trying to remember which one the key is behind.
Wait, was that unavoidable damage? Like, did we have to fly through there?
It's
Oh, yeah.
it's environmental unavoidable damage.
Well, good thing we have infinite lives, I guess. I mean, it
Yeah.
seems like it's not so much damage that, like, if you respawn with 100 health, you can take some time in there.
Yeah. Of course, then
Yeah.
it becomes a case of energy center not functioning.
I mean, if you die in
It
there,
just be-
then that adds the complication of, oh, I have to pick up all my power-ups in the damage zone.
Yeah.
I've always
So
wondered
holy
about that.
shit, this is a fight I should not be picking.
Yeah, this seems like a room where you'd want to thin them out before just getting right in the center of all of them. Or, yeah, use some missiles, but, Alright, now that you have the basic
Here we go.
weaponry, now what's the plan? Concussion missiles.
Abuse the fact that these guys have collateral damage, and they shot each other to death.
And you.
Yeah.
Well, it's a solid plan.
Of course, this still means I have to deal with these fuckers.
Yeah, who always seem to stay alive a few more seconds longer than you would think they would. That got it.
Yeah, but that's the tracking Omega missile there, or Omega cannon.
That's what it's there for. It's the final level. You don't have to hold anything back.
Yeah, that feels fair.
Yeah, so use your consumables.
I've always heard so many people complaining about sections of levels with unavoidable environmental damage and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and
there is a
that's always
certain
made me
appeal
wonder,
to
like,
that no damage
is it
run, isn't
okay?
there?
Yeah, but like you point out, you have infinite lives in this. The game is seemingly designed around you dying and respawning a bunch. So does that make it okay?
I don't know. It seems like it'd be more fair if they did what Mega Man X6 of all games did and gave you a shield recharge station that put you back up to, I don't know, 75 or something right before that section. So at least if you came in, like, nearly dead, you could get recharged up to a minimal amount.
Yeah, it makes sense. It means it's a consistent challenge to the player each time.
So, not that useful outside of that section, but at least it lets you give it a fair try if you get there. I mean, I guess maybe the other idea is maybe they just planned on you getting there with, like, 5 health and thinking, well, okay, I guess that seems dangerous, and I was warned about it ahead of time. They did at least warn you. So you know that there's damage there, and I guess that means you just have to explore somewhere else and kill enemies and hope health drops. Yeah, maybe that's another thing they could have done. Just let some shield pickups lying around in nearby areas. Maybe not necessarily right there, but some caches that you could pick up if you were playing well enough.
Yeah, just a little pick-me-up kind of thing.
I mean, something like this, but with shields. So you're not going to Black Shark the tank. At least not at this range.
No.
It'd
No.
be satisfying.
Yep. Yeah, that's how
It would
physics
be
works. Wait, are we upside down now? Is the floor actually over there? Was that tank on the ceiling?
No. Down is down right now.
Okay. Oh, yeah, there's the computer monitors. And the keyboards, of course. The ultimate point of reference for gravity.
There we go.
I mean, we could look at the map, too, but that's less fun.
Actually, you know what they should have done for what happens when you turn the difficulty down in this game? Not change the health of enemies, not change the player's health or anything like. Just increase the player's projectile velocity. Make all your shots travel faster to their targets.
I mean, on the one hand, that would help, because you don't have to lead your shots as much, of course, but on the other, that also means you can't leave lingering fire that the enemies move into, I guess. How do I phrase this? Yeah,
You can't
there's
fire
technically
where
some
they-
cases where slow projectiles can help you, but yeah, fast would probably benefit the player more often than not, on average.
And another entrance.
How would that work for homing missiles, though?
Oh yeah, that's true. Maybe those just need to home better. But the point
Have
is,
a
like,
tighter
this-
turning radius.
yeah, I've just seen so many bits where the enemies are just... The AI seems obscenely good at dodging your projectiles. Like, they're not moving very fast, they're not jinking like maniacs, they just casually stroll out of the way. Like this guy. Look at him go. We had to get him stuck behind a rock before we could actually land some decent hits.
Yeah, I guess that's another thing, is that enemies in this game don't really seem to take cover on purpose. They'll kind of randomly move around sometimes and thus accidentally move into cover, but I haven't really seen any of them actually do that duck and shoot kind of thing that you do. At best, they'll become really dodgy or try and move around to the side or back of your ship. We've seen that before. But, yeah, none of them really seem to actually do that cover shooter style of gameplay.
No, that's a really good point, actually. Are they actually trying to dodge our projectiles, or are they just moving at random?
Well, some of them clearly do
they're-
dodge. That's you point and they are moving out of the way of the projectiles. We've seen that with like a couple of the sniper or gunslinger enemies.
It's not so much they're moving out of the way of the projectiles, it's that they're moving out of the way of the targeting reticle.
Oh, well, that's one way to cheat it, I guess. Maybe that's
'Cause
why
I
they had to
rem-
get rid of the Phoenix cannon. They didn't want to break the illusion. Then again, nobody
Well,
can
you
dodge
remember
the
when-
Phoenix cannon, not even you, so...
Remember back when I introduced the thief bot, how I complained that if you tried to zoom in on a thief bot with a sniper rifle and you tried to shoot it with a sniper rifle while it was standing still, it would dodge after you've made your shot? That's the sort of thing that you're seeing here. Is like, just look how hard it is to keep an enemy under our targeting reticle. How once they know that I'm looking at them, they'll change direction if they can.
Yeah, it's like fighting games where the AI reads your inputs. Although, come to think about it, that's probably got to be one of the hardest parts of designing AI, I guess, in computer games. You need to make the enemies challenging and able to actually hit a competent player, but not so obscenely good that they just destroy you.
Yeah, because I mean, I remember reading a game design journal series a few years back, and the guy who was writing it basically said, "Yeah, the problem isn't making AIs that are good at our games; it's making AIs that are dumb enough that people can beat them."
Exactly. I think it was Quake 3, which is similar vintage to this one, right?
Yeah,
Where I remember hearing someone manage to hack in like a point of view system so you could see what the bots you're playing against could see. And the highest ranked boss bot would just have his reticule trained on the player 100% the entire time through walls, and there was essentially a random chance that just before he shot, it would jink off to the side by some amount.
yeah. Sorry, this is me just trying to get out of this little maze area here, because.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those things where, like, aimbots are easy to make because it's easy to have, here is your, like, once you've taught your game engine how to handle 3 dimensions, it's easy to go, this is a point, it's moving, always rotate to face this thing.
Yeah, like you all said, the illusion is the hardest part to achieve.
There is a right-hand rule for 3-dimensional mazes, but this one's small enough you probably don't need it. Oh, there's enemies over there. Probably haven't gone that way.
Yeah.
Is there something at the other end of this, or did we already get what we came here for?
It's just enemies and power-ups. It's just basically a glorified, maze for refill.
Oh, hang on. There's an empty corner of this map. We gotta put something in there. Yeah, we gotta fill our polygon quota so that we get the same number of polygons next year. Otherwise, they'll cut our polygon budget.
I wish that was... It wouldn't surprise me if that was actually a thing at some point.
Oh god, what was I reading about a while ago? Stack ranking, I think?
Ugh.
The article was titled something like the Lost Decade of Microsoft. It was explaining how they had some insane system.
Looking door.
Wow, yeah, okay.
You were saying?
They had some insane system where each department had to rank all their employees, and you would promote or give a pay rise to the top 10%, and you would fire the bottom 10%. So this meant that if you were on your team, you had 10 people who are all really good, you'd still have to fire a couple of them.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember hearing
I mean,
about
I
that.
guess the whole point is that the ideal is that at a company, even your bottom 10% should be useful people that, you wouldn't actually want to fire.
Mm.
I mean, layoffs are just a complicated topic in general, though.
Yeah. Anecdotally, what this led to was people intentionally hiring one or two absolutely useless idiots that they would then be able to have as sacrificial lambs at the end.
Oof.
Wow, okay, this is a level.
Yeah. So, yeah, behold, the end point of the game there. Now they have the full map layout.
Alright, that's
And
it.
it's just a matter of... it's just a matter of getting to that point from the full map here.
Alright, chart a course.
I still have to get the key.
Chart a course to wherever that key is.
So the kind of vaporwave-looking bits of the parts we haven't seen yet?
Yeah. But, remember I mentioned the keys in the lava pools over there, so that's just nearby. Ow! Ow!
Oh wow, now that's just rude. Come on guys, we're looking at the map. Can't we
Yeah.
read in peace?
Oh, finally, that's it. I know what's been bugging me this whole time. The bots aren't really making that many idle noises, are they? We've heard some banter from them every now and then, but, you can't really hear what kind of enemies are attacking you except from the sounds of their weapons.
Yeah, that's missing. That is definitely missing.
You're right. Holy crap. How the hell did I miss that?
I know, it's usually that's a complicated game design topic. It's slightly, relatively easy to notice something that you see. You're looking around a room and something should be there that you don't see, but not being able to hear something that you should be hearing, that's another sense entirely.
And in a game where three-dimensional awareness is as important in this game as...
Yeah, the things that you are looking at are more complicated and more detailed than ever before. Your sense of sight is challenged.
Right, and so being able to depend upon your ears to act as, your situational awareness rather than your tunnel vision on your target.
I mean, that was part of what made those melee guys that clawed all your equipment off of you so annoying, is you couldn't hear them.
Right up until they made their attack noise, at which point it's too late.
Yeah, whereas at least in the earlier games, like the Diamond Claws that shot the plasma at you, you could hear them coming at least.
Yeah. Alright, so now we are in the intersection of Dravis' Stronghold.
Yeah, the checkerboard floor. Now you know things are getting really serious. All we need are black panels with red highlighting, and we're there.
Are those lockers?
Yes.
Okay, this is a sense of scale coming to me again. Like, how big is
Super
everything?
lasers.
And black pyros.
Oh yeah, the mercenaries.
Oh, dang, okay, yeah, I was wondering if we were going to see something like that.
Dirty spawn camper.
Well, he's leaving, so you know what? I don't particularly feel like chasing him down.
He doesn't drop a lot of goodies for you like the thief bot does.
No, so he gets to live, assuming he runs away.
Oh yeah, speaking of things that we haven't seen yet, where's the thief bot?
I don't remember if it's in this level or not.
Well, you know, if that guy was a mercenary, that checks out. I mean, his job was obviously he was being paid to kill you. He killed you, he's done his job, and he's out.
I mean, that's standard super villainy thing to do, is hire a mercenary to be your bodyguard. You know, throw money at the problem and hope it goes away.
I mean,
Well,
killing a
in
guy
theory,
that respawns, though, yeah.
Well, the idea is that you're doing so well with your own pyro in hunting Dravis down that obviously, you know, the best response is a guy in another pyro.
I thought you turned all the spawners off.
So did I. I think this one might be fixed as being on because it's inside the Stronghold itself.
Yeah, that would make sense. Backup redundant reactors, power supplies, etc.
Yeah. And just in case, you know, you get complacent.
Yeah, can't have too easy of a time after all. Jeez, that guy sure took a beating. I think that was one of those robots I was hanging around on the ceiling. I think that was that ceiling guy from the satellite level.
Yeah.
Notice at no point have I ever, like, actually referred to any of these guys by their proper names, ever.
I don't think they have proper names. Or they have, like, numerical designations, but... I mean, that's not fun. Also, there's no background music.
You know, right now I'm not sure whether that's intentional just to make it ominous, or if it's actually just a bug.
I couldn't tell you.
It really could be either. Are those the guys from the arena? Or is that just a regular old melee
not
enemy?
really. Oh, come on! I mean, in theory, you're fighting these guys inside this large chamber here.
They're so aggressive, they're not even giving you a chance to get in there.
Well, no, they're also so aggressive that they're bottlenecking themselves inside this kill zone.
I hope there isn't a
It's kill
spawner
box.
down there.
No, there's not. I hope.
Can't see anything because of all these homing missiles in the way.
Yeah.
Alright, well now you know what to do.
What, just hold down the homing missile button?
Oh, that looks nice. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Oh, but, no, see, we sent explosive barrels tumbling down a long shaft, and it just kind of it made a tiny little explosion off in the distance. Where's the dramatic bang?
Yeah. Although, to be fair, you're asking for that sort of thing out of this game.
Yeah. There's so much wasted potential. I mean, I'm not asking for the explosion to go all the way up to the top of the shaft and hit us there and do us some damage, but at least look a little larger, cover a little tiny bit more area, throw us a bone here.
Yeah, this is just me double-checking, making sure I'm not missing anything serious.
I don't know, hit a robot that's, like, stationed there as less aggressive modes that it's like hangs around down there, and you're more likely to actually hit it with one of those barrels and feel good about doing that.
Or
Yeah,
just,
they could turn that
make
into a
it
set
such
piece.
that hitting the barrel and having it fall down on the enemy is a set piece event. Like, if you blow up the barrel and then you can see the barrel hitting the robot and the robot explodes.
Yeah, or cheat a little
Absolutely.
bit. Put a robot there in the corner, put it in sniper mode, it doesn't move, make the barrel home in on the enemy. You're a programmer, you can do that. Just make a special barrel.
But one moment here, and I will introduce you guys to the final boss. The final boss is a fun fight.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I forgot what a fun fight looks like.
This is what a fun fight looks like. So, the Hellion Assault Mech. The first thing it does is it starts spamming frag missiles at you.
The Descent 1 and 2 school of design of literally an entire part of the room is a no-go zone.
Yep. Now, the weak point is the head. So if you can, landing shots on the head delivers a lot of damage.
I mean, that's
that's
actually
intuitive.
intelligent. Like, the Descent 2 and Vertigo final bosses, they had their weak points on the back, which is also where they couldn't hit you from. Whereas this guy, like, you have to face him head on in order to damage him.
Yeah. Well, no, you can still damage him even if you don't hit the head. It's just that hitting the head causes more damage.
Oh, okay, it's one of those systems. I thought he was invulnerable everywhere besides the head.
No. So, here's the problem, is that this guy basically, if he decides to fire missiles in this direction, he can basically fill this entire corridor with frag missiles, and you're not getting through.
And there's nowhere else you can go.
Yeah.
Yeah, this seems like the kind of arena where you would want to have, like, a big giant maze where you could go 3 different ways from right here.
Well, it is a maze section. At some point in this fight, I actually do get past him, and
Oh.
Oh.
Did he
ow.
capture you with... Yeah,
Wow,
it was like a
okay.
tractor beam.
Yes, he got me in a tractor beam. Legitimate
That's,
death there, guys, okay? I'm not going to complain about that one bit.
That was quite something.
So the designers are setting to you a puzzle. Once again, as usual with big bosses in Descent, here is an enemy you're not expected to go toe-to-toe with straight in front of it and survive. What do you do?
You run like a madman, and then fire off a black shark in his face.
So does the black shark actually suck him in and keep him from moving?
Yes.
Nice.
But you'll notice he's not firing the frag missiles anymore. He's moved to his second form.
Oh, I thought he ran out of ammo.
No. Like any good boss fight, he's got multiple forms. This is Form 2. Dual Omega cannons.
That doesn't seem a lot different
Well, at least
from the
he's
tractor
not-
beam that he already had, but I guess he's got greater range on that now.
Yeah.
At least he's not body blocking the front door anymore.
No.
I'm a little bit disappointed that nothing seems to have changed with the model, but at least he's turning red, so you know that you've done something.
Well, the model is also changing orientation, and the way the arms are being held around it is changing, but it's just not clear because there's no like transformation cutscene.
Yeah, there's no sound effect of, like, one of his arms getting blown off or anything, or even just, like, a big old mechanical sound. I am reconfiguring my machine now. It's just, oh, it seems to be doing something different now.
And you can see, like, here's this little side corridor where he can't get you. where you can use to pop out and hit him with. Like, ambush him from behind or
Or
whatnot.
catch a breather and use your
Like-
energy to shield converter.
Yeah. And, but, like, that's one of the things that you can do.
I guess that was the other hidden advantage of the old cloak and teleport system.
Sorry, I was actually wrong.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I take it back. I was wrong. It's when he does that black shark explosion. That's his form change.
Oh,
My bad.
that seems kind of hard to distinguish from our own black shark explosions.
True. So now his form is homing missile spam.
Anyway, as I was in the middle of interrupting myself, yeah, the advantage of the cloak and teleport system was that the designers could line up good angles for the boss to use to shoot you with. But now that he obviously has to actually move under his own power, now you start introducing complicated 3D problems like avoiding the boss getting stuck on level geometry.
Yeah, or getting to the point where it's like, the boss can't hit you
Yeah,
from here,
look
and
at
I
this.
can hit his weak point.
Like, his cannons are down there, so he's just stuck hitting the wall. And he's not smart enough to... Like, he can see you, he has line of sight on you, so he doesn't realize that he should be moving upwards.
Well, he is drifting upwards, but that's just mostly, course corrections.
Like, I get you.
This is
This
just
boss
sad.
seems like it'd be a pretty fun fight. The arena is
Oh,
relatively
yeah,
well
he's
designed.
animating differently. You can see it so clearly because you're using the basic laser. And you aren't firing, like, a cloud of missiles at him. Oh, I guess he's on...
It's dead?
Okay. I'll take it.
So he had a dramatic explosion. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for Descent 3. When I pass through this door, that's it. It'll be a movie for the last part. I will see you all next time in Mercenary. Once the movie actually starts as the next part, because I'm not about to attach it to this video.
You're right, good fight. It's just a pity they didn't let you into
You
the
should
room
quit
more.
while you're ahead.
Yeah, that was an okay ending.